Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Today we are going to discuss a beautiful sutta. Thing is, this sutta is really that we have this in our life, okay? And because of this, the doubts and the what it called, sometimes the diligence in practice and sometimes negligence in practice happens. So we're going to study the sum of Pali words also with this, and then we'll try to see it in our day-to-day life, how this is that happening in. So the sutta name is called Tamotamasutta. Tamo means darkness. Tama means darkness. So from the darkness toward darkness. Okay. Means from the dark toward darkness, the person is going toward there. So the sutta is mentioned in that way. Supreme Buddha says, Chattaro bhikkhave puggala. Chattaro, it means four. Okay. Bhikkhave puggala. Puggala means persons. There are four persons. Santo samvijjamana lokasmin. Can be seen or they are in this world. Lokasmin means this world. Samvijjamana can be found or we can see it. Okay. Or exist. Katame chattaro. So what these four people exist in this world? Supreme says, Tamo tamo parayano. From darkness, they walk toward darkness. Then Tamo jyoti parayano. Tamo means darkness and jyoti means light. From darkness, they walk toward light. Okay. Then jyoti tamo parayano. Some people, they are in the light, but they walk toward darkness. Jyoti, jyoti parayana. Some of the people are there, or the fourth person is who has a light and he still walks toward light. So the Supreme Buddha mentioned these four people exist in this world. What are? That who born into the darkness, they goes toward darkness. They follow the darkness a little bit further. But some of them or other persons or categories there who are in the darkness, but they walk toward light. Some people are there who has a light, but they walk toward darkness. And some people are there who has a light and they still want to walk toward toward light. So these four people, and these four people is not somewhere else. These four people exist in our society, and we also are the part of these four people. So relate these things with your life, that which person you are, identified. Because if you know that who you are, if you know that what path, what journey you are traveling toward, what actions is taking toward, then if it is a darkness, then you can avoid it and you can change the course of your life. That's why it's very important. For some people, they don't know that their journey is in which direction. Is it toward darkness or toward light? Some of the time that people think that my life is going toward happiness, but that happiness can be result to a darkness also, or can be take you to a darkness. So that's not good, you know. For some people, they think that my life is complete with chaos. I cannot travel anywhere because I am going to a darkness. Some people out there. But if you see in proper way that no, their life is taking them toward light. So unless you know that which person you are, then it will be very hard for you to change the course of your life. So Supreme Buddha explain us that what is this and which person who falls in this four category. Supreme Buddha mentioned here, Kathancha bhikkhave puggalo tamo hoti tamaparayano. Which person? Kathancha means whom or which person. Bhikkhave means how. The person is puggalo tamo hoti, who are in darkness, who is in darkness. Tamo parayano, where I'm following, who is following toward darkness, you know, or from darkness to going toward darkness. Supreme Buddha mentioned, Ida bhikkave ekacho puggalo niche kule pachajato hoti. Someone born into the inferior clan and means low born, you know. So Supreme Buddha mentioned in that way, Chandala kuleva, Vena kuleva, Nesada kuleva, Ratakara kuleva, Pukusa kuleva, Dalite. So Supreme Buddha mentioned in what kind of the lower clan will be, or what kind of low birth will be. So there are some it is found in India that they have a different caste. Even into the Western world also, they also have these things. Means the person or the blacksmith is there, you know, the small works they do, the cleaner is there, or uh, very small jobs they do, they consider is a low born. So Supreme Buddha mentioned in that way. Appan pan bhojake, they have very little to eat. Socha hoti dubbane, and they are, it's not looking good or beautiful, you know. They don't have that beauty in them. Bhavha bado, lot of sickness or lot of suffering they have, or lot of what you call difficulties they have, or constantly being sick. Kanova, Kuniva, Khajova, Pakhatova. So different sicknesses that should be mentioned in there. Nalabi annas, panas, vatas. They are not getting the proper food, water, or clothes, you know. Yanas, they do not have the proper vehicle to travel. Mala, Gandha, Vilepanas, they do not have any cosmetic things to wear, or garlands, or anything to wear. Seya Vasata Padi. So, in this way, this person is born into the inferior life. Okay. Supreme Buddha mentioned then, such a person who born into this way, who does not have a good life, who is sick, or uh, not every person is sick, but most of time they fall into the sickness very easily. They do not have the proper shelter, they do not have proper medication, they do not have anything proper for them that the privileged people have in that way. So these people that they stay in street, or very dirt, or not good anything, that they cannot call that this is life, that this is the luxurious life, or this life I have expected. Such a life they do not have. It's very low life, just they are surviving, you know, just surviving. Such a person, Supreme Buddha mentioned, so kaina ducharitam charati. So this person, what he does, he born into this inferior life with not the beauty or nothing to hold, nothing to say this is my home. And what he does, kaina ducharitam charati. He misconduct, or he engage in bodily misconduct. Kaina ducharitam means engage in bodily misconduct. What are those bodily misconduct is? Stealing, or what it called killing, and sexual misconduct. So such a thing, this person engages in continuously. Vachaya ducharitam charati. The verbally misconduct he engaged in. What he does, he tells false speech, harsh speech, then divisive speech, and ideal chatter. He engaged himself in this way. Then Supreme Buddha explained, Manasa ducharitam charati. Even from the mind also, he engaged in mental misconduct. So he engaged. So he has a wrong view. You know, Patiga means anger, hatred. It's there. So such a person who born into the low life, and what he does, his behavior, his nature to misconduct he engaged himself in the bodily misconduct, verbally misconduct, and mentally misconduct. So Supreme Buddha says, so kaina ducharitam charitva. As he engaged himself in the bodily misconduct, vachaya ducharitam charitva, as he practicing or engaging himself in the verbally misconduct, manasa ducharitam charitva, as he engaged himself in the mental misconduct, kaya sabheda parang marana, after departing from this body, after death, apaya, he goes to apaya, duggati, he goes to in the place of misery, vinipata, he fall down, nirayan, born to the hell, uppajjati, he get a birth in this place. So what the Supreme Buddha mentioning here, that the person who has this inferior life, and what he does, he engage himself in the same way. So what happened in that moment? Because of his actions, as he born into this world, he fall back into the place of misery. How? So Supreme Buddha, evam ko bhikkhave puggalo tamo hoti tamo parayano. And Supreme Buddha mentioned that is the person we can, or this is the person that we can call that who born into the darkness follows darkness or walk toward darkness. So there are several similes that in this world, in our surrounding, these people are filled with this. We have seen. If you go to in every city, in every corner of this world, you will find these people, and always they will say that I am poor, miserable, I'm born into this way, I cannot go out. Like addiction also, these people that fall into, it's very hard for them, the homeless people, it's very hard for them. Continuously they are saying that I am suffering, I am in problems, I have lot of pain in my life, but they are not aware that this time's actions is leading them toward the same result as they are having in this moment. Like, see, you will find very rarely that people are virtuous. If someone is homeless, have you find such a person as a virtuous person? It's very hard, very difficult. Some of the time that from our Dhamma talk, the people have asked, is it okay, Bhante, to give the homeless people the donation? And then I said that it's okay, but they say, but they do the drugs, but we give the money to them. So the thing is that they engage themselves into this bodily misconduct, verbally misconduct, mentally misconduct, and result of that. So they have a miserable life in this moment. Not only that, in our India, that several people who does stays in street, they sleep on street and everything. They have a whole family. It is with them, but still their life is very miserable. And what they do, every day you will walk onto the footpath, you will see after darkness, they just get drunk and they beat their kids, beat their wife, that's the thing only they do. So which direction their life is going toward? Some of the time when you look at them, you feel that there is no difference in animals and these beings. That much things they don't understand how to progress, how to develop. And even if someone go and tell them, but the nature what they are following, it's very hard for them to overcome from that. Supreme Buddha says, such a person you can call who born into the darkness and is traveling toward darkness. This is the first person. And this first person is surrounding with us. And they have such a vision or such a view that, oh, I'm living my life, just day by day I'm living. Or some of the time they say, oh, this is the life completely free. There is nothing to engage, nothing to hold and anything. I'm happy with that. Some people mention in that way also. And that view is also the dangerous one. So we should remember that the Supreme Buddha mentioned the person who born to the darkness, who is traveling toward darkness, that is the first person you can find in the society. Then Supreme Buddha mentioned further, Katancha bhikkave puggalo tamo hoti jyoti parayano. And what is the person who born to the darkness but traveling toward light? Supreme Buddha explained in the same way, the bhikkave ekacho puggalo niche kule pacha jato hoti. He has a birth of inferior birth. Then Supreme Buddha mentioned the Chandal, the Venukula, the Nesadukula, Ratakarakula, who make the chariots, or the blacksmith, or other smaller works, what they do, and they have very poor life. They are not that much attractive, and they are very so much suffering they have. Even the food is not good with them. They cannot use proper shelter or some things. But what the Buddha mentioned, but this person, so kaina sucharitam charati, kaina means with the body. What he does, he engage himself with the good conduct of body, So what he does, he abstain himself from killing beings. Instead of that, he developed the loving kindness toward all the animals. He stop himself or he abstain himself from stealing. And what he does, he practice generosity. He abstain from sexual misconduct and he engage himself to protecting others, to serving others, to stand up for others' benefit, who are suffering. Such a thing Supreme Buddha mentioned. So kaina sucharitam charati. Kaina, with the bodily, he engaged himself with the good conduct, vachai, manasai. Supreme Buddha mentioned, so kaina sucharitam charitva. With engaging himself with the good conduct of body, good conduct of words, speech, good conduct of mind, what it is, charita, kaya sabeda, after departing from parang marna sugating sadgang lokam upachiti. He reborn to the heavenly world, born to heaven. Evanko bhikkave puggalo tamoti jyoti paraya. Who born to the darkness, but traveling toward light. That is the Supreme Buddha mentioned. The second person you will find in this world. So what about second person? This person has born to the bad destination, or who born to the very low rank of life, does not have a lot thing with him or her, does not have something to hold. But even in that miserable place, even in that much suffering, he or she kept themselves pure, engaged themselves with a good conduct. There are several people you will find into the slums also that who has some ethics in their life. Do not try to cross someone else. They do not try to harm anyone else. They still practice generosity. Simply, The result of their previous karma, they have gone into such a place, and from here, they are changing it toward traveling somewhere good. Like in Supreme Buddha's time, there was called the Super Buddha. The Super Buddha, he was bodily, what he does not have. He has a leprosy, he was a leper. So he born to that place of misery. He was begging food when he saw the first of the Supreme Buddha. But once he went to the Supreme Buddha, listened Dhamma, and he changed his life. He was a beggar who can do anything, who can say anything to get the food. But as he learned the Supreme Buddha, as he understand what the Supreme Buddha is mentioning, after that, the view of him has changed, transformed completely. And that is very important thing to do. What the Supreme Buddha mentioned for him, that he has attained the first state of enlightenment. Sotapanna he has become. And for the Sotapanna, the first thing is very important. What? That this person will never fall into 4 bad destinations. What are those? He will never born into the hell. He will never born into the Asura Loka. He will never born into the ghost world. He will never born into the animal kingdom. So these 4 bad destinations, the place of misery, he is escaped from. Who? Who attained the first state of enlightenment, called the Sotapanna. And that Sotapanna state happens because of good conduct of body, speech, and mind. What the Supreme Buddha mentioning here, the person who falls into misery can strive himself toward brightness, toward light. And such a person you will find into this world. You will find these people into this world. In the Buddha's time, there are several examples. Like Suprabhuddha, there was a call, Laja also. She hasn't attained any state of enlightenment, but what she did, she engaged herself into the offering. What she did, that every day she goes into the field. She takes the rice or grain, bring back those grain, and she burn it and make a small popcorn. Not from corn, but with the rice. So she make that and she sell it. But she never had a chance to donate it. One day she saw the Bante Mahakashyapa, and what she did, she went and offered him everything what she had. That day she did not sell anything. She just offered. And the first time in the life, she was very happy to give generosity, to offer something. Such a thing. She knows that I am in place of misery. I do not have the proper thing to do. I was unable to offer anything. But that offering made her happy. And what she did after that, she went back to the farm, went back to the paddy field, and then she started to collect the rice grain. But unfortunately, some snake came, or she stepped on the snake bite, and she died from that. But the happiness what she has, she engaged herself in the bodily good conduct. So good conduct of body. What? Practice generosity, abstaining from stealing. That was there. She practiced generosity. She was happy to see that she offered the dana. So the mentally good conduct she has. She engaged herself in the good conduct of mind. That result of that, she reborn with the heavenly world. She wasn't a stream enterer, but the karma what she has collected, if she did not practice generosity in that way, she has born into that place in the misery. She was very poor, low born. If she did not practice something, this good thing, what result will be? she will survive her whole life in that place. She will pass away, and the result won't be like this, to reborn with the heavenly world, because we don't know what kind of life that we were going to take. But when the opportunity comes to engage yourself in good conduct, don't hesitate, as the Lazar did not hesitate. Find the opportunity which will make you happy by engaging yourself in the bodily good conduct, the good conduct of the body, mind, and speech. And that thing will be ladder for you to climb into the heavenly world. Supreme Buddha explained, Evan po bhikkhave puggalo tamo hoti jyoti paraya. Supreme Buddha mentioned, this is the person, or such a person is called, who born with darkness but traveling toward light. We see that things in our surrounding of people. These people exist. These people exist. There are very kind people in this world. They do not believe on stealing anything. So if even they find any someone's wallet or anything, someone drops something, they are good in core. What they do, they give the call and return their things. They knows that I am suffering, but stealing is not an option for them. Such a person exists. There are some people who just waiting to steal. They fall into the first category. This one, the second one. Sorry. This is the second one, who follow the right light, who follow the brightness. Those people, these people are that. We can see this. Third thing Supreme Buddha mentioned, Katancha bhikkhave puggalo jyoti hoti tamo parayana. And what is the being, or what the people are who born to the light but follows the darkness? Ida bhikkhave ekacho puggalo ucche kule pachajato hoti. Here someone born into the higher born, or get birth in the higher clan. Khattiya Mahasala Kule, who is a warrior clan with a lot of money and wealth. Brahmana Mahasala Kule, who born to the superior Brahman clan. Gahapati Mahasala Kule, who has a lot of wealth and everything. They born to this householder's life. Adhe Mahadhane Mahabhoge, with a huge amount of money, wealth, and food. Everything is there. Pahuta Jata Rupa Rajate, filled with the gold and silver coins. Pahuta Vittupakarane, they have a huge amount of things they can make the money from. Pahuta Dhanadhanye, they have a huge amount of their entire cart or their house is filled with the grain and the necessary things. Socha hoti abhirupo. These persons looks beautiful. Dasaniyo. See, they have a look, Pasadiko. Pleasing, look, the view is a pleasing one. Paramaya Vannako Kartaya Samannagato. See, their beauties in kind of in the divine way, Supreme Buddha mentioned, Labhi Annas Sapanas Savattas. They have a huge number, means they gain everything, the number of food, clothes, vehicle, garlands to wear, the beautiful cosmetic things. These all things easy for them to get. So in simply we call the wealthy people, so the wealthy people are there, the Supreme Buddha mentioned here. So kaina ducharitan charati. But this person who has everything in their life, what he does, he engage himself in bodily misconduct. What he does, kaina ducharitan charati, engage himself in bodily misconduct. We see that it is a common thing. There are the huge number, because in the modern society, what is today, we have mentioned that we have cleared that society. But okay, if you have wealth, just eat, enjoy your life like there is no tomorrow. You will see in Western world, that is, it is now become very common. For the teenage age, what they do at night, they just go to the pubs, parties, and then think. There is no ethic in their life anymore. And you will see when as they grow older, the regret and remorse is there. Major. That's why they fall into the mental depression also. They fall into depression. Supreme Buddha mentioned the kind ducharitan charati. They engage himself with the bodily misconduct. Vachaya ducharitan charati. They engage themselves in the verbal misconduct. Manasa ducharitan charati. They hold the views, the wrong view, which lead them toward misery. So kaina ducharitan charitva, as they engage themselves in bodily misconduct, engage themselves in the verbal misconduct, engage themselves in the mental misconduct. Such a person, kaya sabeda parang marana, apayang dukkating vinipatan nirayang upapachati. After departing from the body, leaving this world, they're born with the bad place of misery. They fall into the hell, they go downward. Evam ko pubbalo, vikave pubbalo, jyoti hoti tamo. Such a person, Supreme Buddha called, that who born to the light but follows toward darkness. Isn't that? We see these people. We see. Even in the Buddha's time also. The people were filled with this. What? There is a beautiful story called the Mahadana Seth, He born to the very wealthy family. He married, his parents married him to the wealthy family too. And what was their life? They did with both people, they just engaged themselves into the parties. Whole life they spent in parties. And then slowly, once their mother and father is passed away, their business get bankrupt. Slowly their wealth is completely vanished. And last, they come into the place where they started to beg for food. There is no friends they had anymore. There is nothing there. Such a things, they born to the good place, they born to the light, but where they are following to darkness. Same goes for Magandhi also. The Magandhi who was angry on the Supreme Buddha. Just because Supreme Buddha called that it is dirt, she is dirt, means the bodily dirt, she does not want to touch. She developed the anger towards Supreme Buddha, ill will towards Supreme Buddha. And her ill will, her hatred, it's not toward them or him only, but the disciple of Supreme Buddha also. So what she did? She burned the 500 people alive. The Samavati and her servants. What happened? When she passed away, she was fallen into the hell. Avichinire. Suffering was very, very severe for her. Born to the wealthy family, she married with the king. She has everything with her, but she follows the darker path. Revenge. You will see there are a lot number of people in this world who has the same story, who has a good life, good wealth and everything, but their direction of life is toward darkness. They're taking their life toward darkness. And there is nothing they get guidance from. No one is there they can get association with. And that is a dangerous thing. That is dangerous things. So remember, every time these people you will see, there one thing will be there. They do not believe in such a things first. Then they will blame their whole life because I born to this place. This thing is right. I born with poverty, and this poverty is keeping me from doing good. But for engaging the bodily good conduct, verbally good conduct, mentally good conduct, doesn't need to be wealthy, doesn't need to be beautiful, doesn't need to be born to the higher rank. What it needs? It needs the ethic of your life, the way you want to lead your life, the commitment, the goodness of heart you need. People often forget, because of this wrong path, they born into this place. What birth we have today, it is the result of our karma. Supreme Buddha simply mentioned, Kamma sakumi, kamma dayado. We are the birth of our karma. We born the result of our karma. Kamma dayado. Our karma is our future benefit or future thing what we'll get from that. Kamma yoni, kamma bandhu, kamma patisarana. This karma is your deciding place of birth. Kamma bandhu, he is the brother and father, mother and sister. This karma is your kamma patisarana. This is only refuge. The karma is your refuge. So once the person understands that the karma is everything in my life, I born to this place because of such a karma. Should I continue this life? Once if the person who want happiness, live a good life, they will never choose the path of destruction. Path will lead to a darkness. Remember that. To see your thing in very. We are filled with these people, and it's not good to follow them. Sometimes their life may be look beautiful, like the person who born to the bad destination or who born to the poverty, and he's doing the same thing again and again. The person will blame. Okay, this will blame. But the person who born to the place of misery, the person who is poor, does not have good things, but engage himself in good life. What they say, I am doing constantly good. Why there is no result? Why there is no result? Some of time they can think. But remember, for every karma takes time to ripe. Even, every year the apple grows on trees. It does not come as a rate immediately. The bomb is very small and takes time, months, to become complete. Every year the trees grow inch by inch. The tree what we see, it's not happening one day. It has longer time. In your side, it takes longer time for that, because 6 months or 4 months there is no growth in trees because of snow and everything. So every year takes very longer time for the growth. People should understand the same thing, that what I'm doing today, the karma will take time to complete. So if you are born to the place of darkness, or if you're born into the lower life, into your birth, or does not have everything in your life, one thing you can keep: the goodness of heart, the goodness of your actions, bodily actions, verbal actions. That thing, if you keep continuously, when the karma will run, then it will give the result, and that result will take you to a light. That result is the light, in a way. So always remember, don't blame that if you are doing something good and you don't see the result immediately. Think of all the time, it will take time, because truth cannot be hidden. It always reveals. Same way, your good karma also, the good actions also, always the karma follows us in the circle. What you give, that you will get. Same thing. Supreme Buddha mentioned further, the person into the good thing, or the person who want the poverty and have a goodness in their life, they always say something. Sometimes what they say, that these wealthy people, they are engaging in all the bad things. But why they are not having the result? Like when we see in the surrounding of us, there are people doing partying and everything, engaging in misconduct of bodily misconduct, verbally, mentally, everything they are engaging. But we don't see they are suffering from that. They see that they are living happy life. Sometimes we can get tempted. But even though, you see, the wealthy people have a lot of problems to face because of that. What? They do not have the harmony in their homes. They do not have a trust. They don't eat the food together. They have a huge lot of mental depression. Nothing. They just want to escape from that, but they don't know the path. So if you feel that do not have much money or anything, and when you see jealous toward people, always remember they are suffering more than you are. So keep the goodness in your heart. These are the three people. The fourth one Supreme Buddha mentioned, the person born into the light and follows the light. Like he born into the good wealth, wealthy family, higher born and everything. And what he does, he engages himself in the bodily good conduct, verbal and mental. And his life is also leading to it. So the people like Sariputta Bhante, Mahamoggallana Bhante, who born into the wealthy family, and after when they are older enough, they went to the Supreme Buddha, ordained under him, and then attained enlightenment. So born to the light follows the light. Mahakashapa Bhante was superior in rank, superior in wealth, everything. And the beauty was unfathomable. It's beautiful. Means if you see the gold in the same color as the Buddha, the Mahakashapa Bhante had, that thing, born into the light, follows the light. That is the fourth person Supreme Buddha mentioned. So we cannot see these people. Means there are a lot of people, even in today also, who has this ethics, who live the good life, practice generosity, practice virtue and everything. And even also in this life that you and me also come for this moment, who born to the light. Like we have a food, we are beautiful, we have everything what we need to survive. That much thing we have. It is up to us that where we should want to go from here. It is up to us to follow the light or follow darkness. Always remember one thing. The karma is that what you do, that you will get. So following light or following darkness, it's up to us. And Supreme Buddha simply said, who follow the light, engage himself in the good body, good conduct, or good conduct of body, mind, and speech. Who follows darkness or traveling toward darkness, engage himself of misconduct, body, speech, and mind. It's up to us to decide which direction we want to take our life. Because we cannot blame all the time that what birth we have get. Buddha never say, as you born, you should stay as it is. The progress should be in life. Go further. Travel toward goodness. If you have something good, expand that goodness in you. Earlier time when you are younger, that you have a thought of generosity sometimes. Now you should engage yourself more often. If you have practiced generosity previously more often, now it should be every day. See the beauty of the virtue. Think the qualities of that. I am virtuous and I am facing the result, I'm having the result of it. That is important. Because the way we are born today, we are beautiful, we are good looking, we have a wealth, we have a food in our plate. Means no one is here, participant, who is homeless. No one is here who is suffering a lot. No. We have everything. It's up to us to where we want to lead our life from this moment. And the best thing in our life is that we have an association of noble friends. So we can shape our life. We can see the clarity, what is the darkness and what is the light. And that is important. Majority of world does not have a chance of that. They do not decipher, they do not identify what is the darkness and what is the light. And because of that, they can follow the path in that way. But for you and me, have that superiority. What? That we have a noble friends. You also have a noble friend. I also have a noble friend. And it's that with the help of that noble friend, we can change the way of our life. Like, do you want to engage yourself in the bodily misconduct, verbally and mentally misconduct? Or do you want to change? And changes come with a noble friend. That superiority will no one will have. Supreme Buddha says, that is the life, Supreme Buddha explaining, who born into the light, following toward light. These four people, Supreme Buddha says, Imeko bhikkhave chattaro puggala santo samvijyamana lokasmi. These are the four people found in this world, which for what for? That the person who follow from darkness to a darkness. Second person who born to the darkness but follows the light. Third person who born to the light but follows the darkness or walk toward darkness. The fourth person who born to light and walk toward light. Remember, one of these four, you and me also. It is up to us that do you want to continue the same path or not. That is the beautiful thing to see. Once you understand who you are and which path you are choosing, which path you are leading, you will have something beautiful to hold. What? That I am a disciple of Supreme Buddha. I have noble friends, and my life has only one direction, and that is the light. It will give you the satisfaction of your all the actions, what you do. The regret will be no more. Remorse will be, there won't be any remorse. There will be only happiness. Sometime the jealousy will be there that other people are engaging in this. Why couldn't I enjoy the same thing? That's not harming me. But that engaging in something bad can shake yourself into the core and don't fall into that. Okay, follow the light as you born to this place. Okay, that is the message of Supreme. So the sutta give the insight of life. The sutta express that what kind of people found in this world. The sutta express that how the person can choose or how the person walk toward darkness or walk toward light. It is up to that person where to. So once you realize what the sutta explains, once you realize that who this person you are in, which category you fall in, from there you can take the path and follow the light. Doesn't matter if you're born superior or inferior. If your life is going toward brightness or light, and that is enough for you to be happy for. So may this Tamotamasutta be helpful for you to identify your place in this life. May this sutta be helpful for you to help you to travel toward light. May this sutta be helpful for you for association of noble friends. May this sutta Dhamma talk will be helpful for you to realize the four noble truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.